what is the difference between allergy and sensitivity, and perhaps why should they get their kids checked if, as you're saying, their constantly digestive system's off, or eczema is flaring up, maybe even attention is a problem and focus, or for that matter, bedwetting. There's a whole bunch of different reasons why children might be experiencing. But what's the difference?
So an allergy is the typical reaction we think about. You eat the peanuts, right away you have a reaction, whether it's a skin rash or, on its worst case scenario, anaphylaxis when you need an EpiPen. It's one branch of the immune system that's IgE-mediated. It's immediate. Whereas the other branch of the immune system is IgG-mediated, and that's what the food sensitivities test for. So it's a more delayed reaction. And that's why I think it's important to do that test, because someone could eat that food and up to 72 hours they could have a reaction. So it makes it difficult for them to understand the connection between that food and the symptom that they had. So they can't make that connection, but the test will allow you to guide that. So the sensitivities are more delayed, and yes, they can manifest as issues with the gut, but as you said, Dr. Murray, they can manifest as skin issues, even joint pain, because these immunoglobulins are traveling outside of the gut, and they can go to the skin, the joints, the brain, and affect different organs. And so very, very important to identify sensitivities in addition to allergies and back off on them. And so any patients that have any skin issues, allergies, respiratory conditions, even focus issues, I try to identify these sensitivities and personalize their nutrition program for them, because reducing these sources of inflammation is such a big step in improving health.
Absolutely. Gorgeous. And the other thing with sensitivity, it can be a cumulative effect.
Yes.
So it can be dose related as well over time, and which even makes it even more difficult to nail the correlation between this and that.
Absolutely. Well, it's a laundry list here. You just mentioned a bunch of them. So, children may not get migraine headaches yet because they're resilient beings, right? Until 7. So that's a bit more of a later age and stage. But, this is everything from inflammatory, bowel disease through to upper respiratory issues. You mentioned eczema, GI distress, ADHD, autism, they're contributing factor. Now, we're not saying food sensitivities causes autism, but it could be a significant contributing factor. Right?
And aggravation.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're never going to be able to say to parents out there, don't eat gluten, never give your child dairy, and stay away from all seed oils. I mean, they are going to probably venture out into, cereals. Now we're into maybe ages, 5 and 6 and 7. Walk us through the cereal aisle, because that's something else I know you like to talk about. How can parents navigate the cereal aisle without failing or misleading health claims? This is really important, I think, for a lot, because again, I don't think we're going to get away from the box cereal breakfast for the majority of folks out there. Hopefully it's fresh fruit added, right? Or, the appropriate protein, but we're never going to, it's a $1 trillion industry, box cereals, right? So what are some of the tips you would have for parents out there with children of this age if they're going to have packaged cereal?
And it's a very misleading industry, because if you look at the labels, they put it, all these, helps with cholesterol, good source of fiber, it's happy theme, they got the, kid-friendly cartoon, but it's very deceiving, right? So the things that I look for is we want to look for something that's minimally processed, because we want something that has fiber and nutrient density. And a lot of the cereals out there are very processed, so they're stripped of all these nutrients. So I look for one that has some whole food component to it, some fiber to it. That's very important, but also making sure that there isn't too much sugar and artificial sugars, none of the crappy processed sugars, ideally one that's maybe sweetened with honey or maple syrup. I think that's a good start. And then definitely making sure there's no artificial colors and flavors in there, because those have been linked to many issues. So just a couple of things to look out for, avoiding the highly processed stuff, making sure that there's some good nutrients in there, and the colors and seed oils got to go.
My expert in the family on that is my daughter. She's figures out which ones are okay. And lately her one has been purely Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
And what's that about?
Just organic, no additives, whole foods, no sugar.
And it's called Purely?
I think it's purely Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, yeah. Interesting. And it's these guys here.
There you go.
Let's see what the naturopathic doctor thinks about this particular brand here, this product, Purely Elizabeth.
See the one on the left there? Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's like one of those that you love, right? I mean, it's like 3 or 4 ingredients, ancient grains, non-GMO, USDA certified organic, no gluten. I don't see the gluten. Oh yeah, there is gluten-free. I mean, this looks like it checks all your boxes, Dr. Petty.
Yeah, definitely looks better. It would be interesting to see what the back says if we can.
Yeah, let's see.
Got the organic gluten-free oats, a little bit of organic coconut sugar, coconut oil, sunflower seeds, good source of healthy fats, protein, fiber, quinoa, good carbohydrate, chia seeds, more good fiber, fat, protein, sea salt, cinnamon. So pretty good. And then it doesn't have the gluten and some of the other foods that could be inflammatory, soy, milk, eggs, peanuts. So the common inflammatory foods it does not contain. So, mainly if it processes those things. So it might have them, but gluten definitely does not.
Yeah, checks a lot of boxes. So there you go. Your daughter's onto something.
Well, it tastes good too.
And it tastes good.